Today's video is gonna be about putting ourselves in a pretty uncomfortable position. As you guys all know, we work from home full time, and so we're just always trying to get more active since we work from home. And we bought this treadmill desk. It's an attachment that you put on the treadmill, and while you're working on your laptop, you can walk at the same time. And we challenged ourselves to use it for part of our work from home day. And you'll see if we fail or if we succeed.
Yeah, this is something that we've been seeing online for a long time. Like, wouldn't it be cool to be able to get exercise while you're working? Yeah, like, we just think about how can you be hyper productive?
Yeah.
This is one way for sure. Yeah, so that's one thing that we really wanted to do. Before, we just had it where we attach the iPad and then we can walk and watch stuff at the same time, but that's not hyper productive. Hyper productive is working and walking at the same time to get your exercise and your work done all at once. You guys will see if it lives up to our expectations and if we're going to keep using this.
Yeah. The table we bought for the treadmill is $70. You can get it on Amazon, and we'll link it down below.
Yeah, we did have a couple of different challenges that you'll see. We really want to see if this is something that you guys want to try also, because we like to make those recommendations. Because on this channel, if you're new, we are Peter and Lisa Kim. We like to review different types of experiences, travel experiences, and also the best experiences at the best value.
Yeah, so let's get into it. This is our treadmill. So this strap is Velcro and it attaches to both the table and the treadmill, and it holds it together, and there's one on each side. This is where you put your laptop. There's ventilation holes, and then this is where the lip where it prevents your laptop from falling. And then over here is where you put your mouse. As you can see, no lip, nothing to prevent your mouse from falling.
Today I'm going to be doing my part of the challenge of the treadmill work desk that we have here. I think I want to set a goal of doing at least 6 miles today. I'm going to set a goal of doing 2 hours and 3 miles per hour. We'll also check throughout the day. I'll give status updates of how I feel, how it's going, and then also just some of the pros and cons of doing this, just in case you want to try it yourself. So here's my particular setup. I have my Mac here, and I tried this out earlier. I was just doing a little bit of a test, but standing like this, it's a little bit too low. So what I did is I have our iPad Pro, and I basically just use the sidecar option, which lets me extend my desktop here so I can use both monitors. That's how I'm going to try and work today. So it's a nice little setup. It's less than ideal, but it should get the job done, I think. So let's give it a shot. All right, hour number 1 is done. 60 minutes, 2.9 miles completed after the first hour. Feel pretty decent. It felt like it was dragging on a little bit after a while. I felt like I needed a break, not for my legs, but for the posture, I guess, because the way that it's set up is less than ideal, or at least the setup that we have. And I just really felt like I wanted to take a break, even though I could probably walk on this thing for most of the day if I'm just watching something or not working, and even if I was running. But halfway through, and I'll be doing another hour after taking a break. Right now it is almost 11, so I'll start back again at 11 and then try to go through noon, and that should help us hit our goal. 11 a.m. well, 11:01. I missed it by a minute, but here goes again. 3.0 on the treadmill. Oh, we just turned 3.0 there, and here we go. We did it, 6 miles. That was 2 hours worth. It is 12 o'clock now. I spent my first 2 hours working on the treadmill. I felt like I needed a break because my neck is kind of starting to hurt. It's probably not ideal doing this for the entire day, and I think 1 hour intervals might be too long. I might want to test out another interval for only 30 minutes and trying that out. Overall, I think this is a good way to break up the day. Maybe not every single day. Try to do this maybe every other day and for shorter intervals, and then throughout the day. Right here, as you can see, 7 miles. That's not including my outdoor run. It's not fully accurate because I did walk 6 miles according to the treadmill for that 2 hours of walking. Yeah, so it's a good way for you to get in some extra steps throughout the day instead of sitting there the whole time. But just as a word of caution, at least for me, just breaking it up and having a little bit less of just standing and hunching over. The best work environment for me is to just switch it up and have things be different and interesting every day. All right, time for lunch. So that was it. That was 7.5 miles after 2.5 hours on the treadmill and on our treadmill disc. It's about 2:30 right now, and I think I'm done for the day doing this. This last cycle was for 30 minutes, and that felt a little bit better. I think if you're gonna try something like this, you might wanna try different speeds, testing it out, doing different intervals. I think an hour is a little bit too long. After a while, your neck starts feeling a little bit funny, and your arms because they're positioned funny, or at least I did. And that's some of the things that I would say to test out. So Lisa's gonna be doing this tomorrow, and I'm gonna give her some warnings about these two for her to have a better experience than I did.
So today we are going to be working from here, the treadmill. And so I'm gonna set my goal at working for an hour and then taking like a 5 or 10 minute break and then working for another hour. We're gonna start at 9 o'clock and work until 12 to see how we feel. That's 3 hours of work on the treadmill. We're gonna be walking about at a level 3 speed, I wanna say. That's a pretty good speed. That's usually normal walking speed for me. Yeah, and we'll see how we feel. Stay tuned. Checking in at the 1 hour mark. This is really challenging. Immediately after a couple minutes, I started to get really hot and
sweaty.
It felt like a real workout. So luckily Peter has one of these fan things, which you can get on Amazon. We'll link it below. But this was a lifesaver, this right here. And it's also really hard to work and concentrate at the same time because you have to concentrate on walking, not trip. And also you need to concentrate on like whatever email you're gonna be writing, and it's really hard. I'm like
sweating.
But I did about 2 miles for an hour, which is kind of slow, but yeah. I took it kind of slow because I kept getting off because it was really hot, and then I was just adjusting to it. So I don't know if I can make it. Can I make it? Will I fail this challenge? You see my sweaty face? I'm so sweaty. Okay, I'm gonna take a break.
1 hour later.
So it's been about 2 hours. It's 11 o'clock right now, and I am gonna tap out because I can't do this. I can't do this because the thing is with this, the problem is that this mouse pad, my mouse like can easily fall off so easily. It only has a small ledge to keep it from falling, and it's like really tiny. And my mouse even fell one time. I need 2 monitors. This is 1 monitor and it's not enough. Can't do this. I failed. Walked about 3 miles in 2 hours and I'm sweating a ton. And I mean, this would be a great setup for if I wanted to just stand, but I just need 2 monitors. It's very essential for my job. I mean, this is a fun experience. Peter liked it because he was able to use the iPad as his second monitor, but I am a PC person and I can't use the iPad. So if you wanted to check out this treadmill table. I kind of recommend it, not really. Like, I would just recommend like a real standing desk. Just go outside and walk. But we'll link this treadmill, even though I kind of like, I'm like iffy about it. Give it a try. Yeah, it was a fun experience. So after we've used it for the week, the pros are you do definitely burn a little bit of calories while you're working. It's not super expensive.
It's a fun way to break up the workday instead of just sitting and doing this all day.
Yeah.
You're able to do more than one thing at once, so it's sort of like multitasking, kind of.
And then the cons, I did not like the mouse area. The mouse area didn't have anything to block where the mouse, so to prevent the mouse from falling.
Yeah, in the laptop area, it has like a little lip, so that way it doesn't fall forward, but the mouse side doesn't have that.
I might have to like hack it and like Gorilla Glue something. And then another con, it's really hard to multitask on there. You have to really concentrate while you're walking and then also concentrate on like whatever you're doing on your laptop. Triple task, preventing your mouse from falling when you're done using it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And majority of the time, I had a really hard time concentrating on my email that I was writing. I was misspelling things a lot more, and it was just a lot harder to work on. And plus, you know, as you can see, our regular workstation has 2 monitors. Well, actually mine has 2 monitors. Peter has like a big monitor, and then he has his laptop.
Yeah, nothing's gonna compare to that setup. And then the last of the cons is that it's really hard to maintain a good posture. The way that it's set up is like there's no really good way to stand properly and to get our line of sight correct with like the way that we're standing. So the setup makes it that you naturally hunch over, which isn't good, especially after like an hour's worth of working. So like I mentioned, shorter intervals are probably better, and then experimenting with the speed. Because if you're walking too fast, it's gonna be like you're trying to exercise, like run, like practically running.
Running while you're
while working. Yeah, there's no way. Maybe we should try that.
No.
Next challenge.
No, I'm gonna break my laptop.
Next challenge, comment below.
No.
If you want to see that.
Yeah, and that's because we can't adjust the height of the treadmill. So that's why Peter has a harder time. I hunch a little bit, but I'm shorter, so it wasn't that bad for me. Yeah, but it was pretty challenging working and walking at the same time. Do we recommend this? Half and half. I would suggest like short intervals, maybe a couple hours a day only.
Yeah, I would say that this is a recommended semi-budget friendly experience. It's budget fancy. I don't know what we would call it, because you would need a treadmill that's not super cheap, and the desk itself. If you're willing to spend and you do have a home office, I would recommend trying this out just for giving it a shot. And also, especially if you don't get a ton of exercise, and since it's summertime here, just being outside is a little bit more tough because of the weather. This is kind of like a nice compromise for you to be able to get that exercise in and be able to get your work done. So definitely check it out, try it out, and if you do, let us know, because we want to know your experience too.
Yeah, let us know also what your work from home setups could be. Maybe we could improve ours. All right, we hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give us a thumbs up, please, and subscribe. Thank you. We'll see you next time. Bye.